Okay guys, I'm going to show you now how to get the train on the track and make the train roll by itself. So I'm going to go new, I'm going to pick a new assembly, and I'm going to place the track first. So place, track, open, put in 3 copies of the track. You can do more if you want. And now I'm going to constrain the track together with mate and flush. I don't know where it went. We'll move it in front of it. Hopefully it'll get the idea of where I want it. So mate this edge to there, apply, mate this to that, and apply, flush the top, flush these 2 tops, and then flush left and right on all 3 of them. And hopefully the track should not move, right? It moves as one piece because it's fully constrained. Now I want to ground the track, so I really can't move it at all. So right click on track 1 and pick grounded, and that should ground the entire track. And you can see that it's got a little push pin there. So now I'm going to bring in my train assembly. So it's actually going to become a sub-assembly of this. Pick place, go find the train assembly, and stick it right in there. Okay. Now I'm going to get the train on the track by using mate and flush. And I have to do these with offsets because I don't want the train to actually ride inside the track, like scraping on the track or hovering above it. I want it to look like it's a little toy train on the track. So I'm going to click that. Then I'm going to click the bottom of the train, when I can see it. Okay. And Inventor kind of slams it all the way down there. So I'm going to use an offset, and I'm going to try offset of 0.5. And you can look at the front of the train to see how that looks. And I'm going to leave it for right now, but remember you can always edit your constraints. Now I'm going to flush the side of the train so it lines up with these little divot things. So I'm catching the side of the track and then the side of the train. And see, it wants to put it right there, but I don't want it right there. I'm going to go 0.7. And actually I want negative 0.7 because I want it to go the other way. It's another thing you're going to have to play with, guys. So that's looking pretty good to me. The wheels are in the little grooves and it's not like scraping the bottom of the train on the track. I hit apply. Now I want to pull the train down the track, but look at that. Nothing's moving on the train. And I should be able to move parts of it, right? Because when I had it in its other assembly, I could spin the wheels. Well, there's something we have to do when you're working with a sub-assembly. You need to right-click on that train assembly, and you need to make it flexible. And see now how it puts this little symbol here? Now the wheels should spin. See? There you go. So now I want to make sure that my wheels spin smooth and evenly and this linkage arm doesn't kind of fight me all the way around. So I am going to play with those a little bit. I am going to double click on the train, double click on the wheel, and I'm going to put an axis and a work plane on this wheel. So I click axis, I click the center, axis again. I want the center circle of where this linkage arm thing connects. And then I click plane, and I just pick these 2 axes and it puts a plane there. So I'm going to hit return, and now I'm back in the assembly file for the train, and notice that the track's grayed out. And since the track is grayed out, I can kind of play with the train as much as I want. So now to make sure these wheels roll smoothly, I'm going to use an angle constraint. So I'm going to click constrain. I'm going to click angle, directed angle, which is this first one. I'm going to get the front of the plane and the front of this plane, and I want them 0 degrees away from each other. That way, this linkage arm will never do that weird floppy thing that it likes to do. And then I'm going to come over here and do the same thing over here. and then I'm going to hit return. And now my train is back on the track. And my linkage arm should not be doing that weird flip-flop thing anymore. So we all know work planes and work axes are ugly. The way that I'm going to turn those off is I'm going to zoom up on a wheel, and you have to do it to all 4 of them. Double click on the train, and now I'm back here, and where it says work plane 1, I'm going to right click on that and turn off visibility. It's going to tell me that do I want to modify the design view? You want to modify the design view. Do not remove associativity. That will cause you problems. Cause you problems and me heartburn, so don't do that. You got to open up the work plane, right click on axis, turn off visibility, same thing. Modify design view representation. Okay. Do it for both of them. Modify design view representation. Okay. You're going to do that for all 4 wheels. Wheel, work plane, right click, turn off visibility. Get the axes underneath it. Okay. Same thing on the other side. Right click, turn off visibility. Just kind of wash, rinse, repeat at this point, guys. Okay. And the last one. Alright, so now I got train on track, work planes hidden, and I'm going to go ahead and close this train assembly because it's just really long and annoying. And now I'm going to put a rotational constraint on the wheel, and what that's going to do is it's going to say for every inch the train moves towards this, the wheels are going to roll X number of times. So I'm going to go to constrain. I'm going to go to motion, and I want this one, the second one, rotation translation. And I'm going to pick the center, I'm going to pick the wheel, and I'm going to pick this thing right here. And for a distance, I'm going to put in 3. You guys can play with it. And now watch what happens. When I pull the train, see how it choo-choos a little bit better there? It's not as slow as it was before. You can alter that by playing with that number. Also, if when you pull it, it doesn't roll forwards, I'll show you how to fix that. There we go. Constrain, motion, rotational translation, get the wheel, get the front of the track, change this to 3, and tell it apply. Okay. Now you see how it's going backwards there? There's an easy fix for that. Open up train assembly, and down here at the bottom where it says rotational translation 2, right click on that and do edit. This is also how you can edit this distance to play with it, and just pick this one. So now when my train choo-choos, it choo-choos in the right direction. And if you want to watch it from the top, there you go. So now how to get the train to roll on its own. We are going to do a constraint of flush. Front of the train, flush with the front of the track. And for an offset, I'm going to put in 24. Now let's go 36 because I actually have 3 of those. And I'm going to tell it OK. So to make the train roll on its own, right click and pick drive. And we're going to put in 1. We'll put in 36 and then end at 1. And let's see if it'll let us do that. There you go. To change how fast it's moving, you change the pause delay. So let's put it on 5, see what happens. Okay. Play. Obviously that's way too slow because it's pausing 5 seconds. So let's do 0.1. That's a little bit better. Okay, and he's going backwards and I want him to go this way. So, and there is your train rolling down the track on its own, guys. Enjoy.